VC, welcome to my channel. Yes, it's that time of year again. Vinyl Tag 2020, or 21 I should say. Basically a reflection of 2020. 20 questions the VC members can answer. Every year is different questions, so it sets a different challenge every year. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Question 1. A discovery in 2020. My discovery in 2020 is when a few months ago, purchased a stack of vinyl from a charity shop, and they were all sort of independent artists, you know, no big names or anything, unknown stuff really. And one of them I quite liked, and that band was Houndmouth. Yes, they are a American band. I think they started around about 2015, I think this album was, and it's a pretty good album I thought, and yeah, a bit of a discovery there. Question 2, a quarantine buy. I bought many records in quarantine period, and this was just one of them I thought I'd showcase, and that is the Manic Street Preachers, This Is My Truth, Tell Me Yours. This is a reissue, which originally came out around I think 1998. Brilliant album, everlasting, it's a great song. If you tolerate this, your children will be next. It was a #1 I think at the time. And yeah, brilliant album of theirs. Question 3. An LP you want in 2021. I really would like some James, the band James, the Manchester band James. I really would like some of their albums, and I wouldn't mind the Man Who Travis album, which was a 90s album by Travis, which was brilliant. Wouldn't mind that on vinyl. And also I'd like to get a bit more Tom Petty, try and finish the collection of his, trying to collect all his discography on vinyl. I'm about halfway there regarding his studio albums, so I have a few more of his to get, and whatever else I sort of come across really. Question 4, a box set. I'd like to show this Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers box set. It's the best of everything, the definitive career spanning hits collection, 1976 to 2016. It's a 4 LP box set, and cost quite a bit of money. So yeah, I'm glad to have this. That is my box set for this. Question 5, a concept album. For me, the concept album has to be this classic Beach Boys Pet Sounds. I love this album. It is one of my all-time favourite albums, if not my favourite. Probably is my favourite actually. So yeah, love this. And I like playing this sort of around about Christmas time. I know it's not a Christmas record, but I remember when I was in college, I was studying car mechanics in college, and I went into my local HMV, and I purchased this on CD, and as well as I brought a few other albums I think, but this was one of them, and that was sort of around November, December time, so I was kind of listening to the album at that time when I brought it, probably about, I don't know, 18 years ago. Yeah, it's just a bit reminiscent of me buying the album at that time. So yeah, anyway, little story, and yeah, Pet Sounds. Question 6, an album where artist band changed direction. Yes, only sort of band I can really think of changing direction would be the Stone Roses. I don't have their self-titled album. I have this greatest hits, but their self-titled album, their first was brilliant, and their second album, Second Coming, just was nowhere near as good as the first. The Stone Roses assured debut would always be difficult to follow up, and with court cases and contractual lockdown I think they had, and a vicious spat from their former manager, it was little wonder the band over egged the pudding with the Second Coming. So yeah, there you go. Moving on. Question 7. White label promo. I don't think I've got any white label promos. I might have an EP, but the question was... Well, the question just says a white label promo. To be honest with you, they're upstairs. My 12-inch records are upstairs in my bedroom, and I can't really be too bothered to go through them all. I know I've got one or two somewhere. I may even have one or two gold promo label ones in my collection, but I honestly don't know what they are. I do recall seeing one or two of them in there, but I would literally have to go through every single record to find it. So yeah, bit of an opt-out, I know. Never mind. Anyway, question 8. A compilation album. I bought this album this year from my local record shop, and it's a brilliant compilation. The very best of Talk Talk. Been wanting this for quite a while, and I was actually quite surprised to come across it in the wild, in my record shop. You know, just like that, really, come across it. And it goes for about £30, and it was on sale for 20. I thought that was pretty good, considering I can pay more than that online. So very surprised to see it, and very glad to come across it. Number 9, an album that tells a story. Yeah, a bit of a cop out on this one. The War of the Worlds. This album tells a story, quite literally. There you go. Nothing more I have to say other than that. Number 10, an album that needs a vinyl pressing. Yeah, been getting into James quite a lot. James the band, the Manchester band, and I had a look on eBay, on online or whatever, for their best of album on vinyl, which came out I think in like 98, something like that. I got it on CD, this one, and it's not on vinyl, and I'm quite surprised. It's a great compilation, a great best of, and I would love to have it on vinyl, but unfortunately I don't think it ever was released on vinyl. And other than collecting all their albums on vinyl, there is no other best of or greatest hits, which is a great shame. So I would really like to see this on vinyl. Not that it's likely to happen anytime soon, but who knows? It may do. Question 11. Common album and an uncommon album. Right, well, the common album has to be this, doesn't it? Herb Alpert. How many times have we seen this album in thrift stores, record shops? Oh my god, 100 times, thousands of times. It's got to be the most common album there ever is, like ever, and that is my common one. And it's not a bad album, you know, it's okay. This one is a little bit uncommon. Yet again, Talk Talk. It's My Life. You don't seem to see this much. Not so much in the charity shops over here. when they're open, that is. You know, so yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in. Number 12, an EP. I've got a collection of Beatles EPs here. These are some of the covers. All original, of course. There you go. And I think a few of those were given to me actually by a friend. So that was very kind of him. And yes, number 13, a girl group. A girl group. I don't have too many girl groups on vinyl, but I have this one, and that is the Pointer Sisters Breakout album. Got many hits on here. Jump, Automatic, I'm so excited. Neutron Dance was a hit, and yeah, it's a pretty good album for hits. There's at least 4 of them on there, so yeah, the Pointer Sisters. Number 14, an album cover you love. There's quite a few album covers I love. I just came across the first one, and it's a real good one, and that is Frank Sinatra, Come Fly With Me. I love this kind of retro look, 50s style, and yeah, great cover. Love the colours, I love the blue and the beach, and no, sorry, it's an airport, wasn't it? It's an airport. Yeah, love it. Great cover. What else do we have here? Question 15, an album you listen to the most. There's been a few of them, but I picked this one, and this was a charity shop find as well. Gerry Rafferty. I bought this, I'm pretty sure I bought this last year, and yeah, I've been listening to this quite a bit. I've been getting into quite a bit of Gerry Rafferty's material, and yeah, like this album a lot. Doesn't get much talk about this particular album, and it's just self-titled Gerry Rafferty. I think it's a bit of a compilation. It's got tracks from various albums and what have you, and yeah, it's pretty good. Do like it a lot, especially Simon's song. That's a good song. What else we have? Question 16, an album you had to get an OG copy of. OG copy. OG is basically Original Gangster. That's what it stands for. I didn't know until recently, and I came across, when I was vinyl shopping in London a few years ago now, I came across this Peter Gabriel original. Still got its original price tag on there, and yeah, I had to get this original. I don't know why I wanted it original. I just had a taste to have his original records, and I'm glad I have. So yeah, I like this album. Really love the song Games Without Frontiers. That's a brilliant song of his. Where are we? 17. The last album you purchased. I think this was the last album I purchased. Bit of a guilty pleasure, I know. Kelly Mary, do you like it like that? You may or may not remember. She had the hits Feels Like I'm in Love. I think it came out in the very late 70s. Came across this. It's like near mint condition, and I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. I'm a bit of a sucker for that song. My mum had it on a tape, and I used to listen to it as a kid, like all the 70s and 80s stuff. So very poppy, but very catchy. Question 18. An album that they didn't get. Yeah, I'm not quite sure I understood this question. But an album they didn't get. Is that an album the fans didn't get, or critics didn't get. I don't know. Or maybe like a different country didn't get. I don't know. Anyway, I think I sussed it. Blink-182, Neighbourhoods, got a lukewarm reception when this came out. Didn't go too well amongst the fans, considering how good their two previous albums were. Enema of the States was one of them, and yeah, I can understand why. There's a bit of the band's matured after this, but there's been a good, I don't know, maybe 10-year absence when this came out eventually. Yeah, the band's obviously matured a bit, and the sound has changed quite a bit actually. It's very sort of heavy rock sounding on this, as the previous ones were more punk, more like raw punk energy, and yeah, it didn't go down too well. Not that it's a bad album, it just wasn't very well received, unfortunately. Blink-182 I think are a fantastic rock band, or punk rock band. Anyway, punk again. Question 19, a punk album. Who else other than the Sex Pistols? Yes, the Sex Pistols. I recently showed this. Never mind the bollocks. New record basically. Brought in HMV a little while ago for their 2 for 30, which is a deal which I did. So yeah, love this album. Really do love it. I'm not really one for punk, but I appreciate how good of an album this is. I mean, it rocks. The only album they did, and it is a classic. Anyway, moving on. Last question. Question 20. Favourite 2020 reissue? I got this album on pre-order. This album came out in the 90s. Who other? One of my favourites, of course, Tom Petty. Tom Petty, Wildflowers, and all the rest. This is a special release containing bonus material. Well, I say bonus material. It's material which was supposed to be on the original album, but the label cut. Of course, they didn't want to make the album too long. Tom Petty wanted a long album. He wanted these songs on there, but the label said no. You know, let's keep the album simple, short. So this contains all of the songs which were supposed to be on there, plus more bonus stuff, I guess, because it is like, I don't know, three LPs long. So yeah, glad to have this. Very, very glad. And that is basically it. Hope I've not bored you too much. Till next time, I will see you then. I hope to be making more content, but to be honest, I am struggling with the kids at home now in lockdown, and yeah, I've got other stuff going on. I want to try and make a video every week like I did last year, but I think this year is going to be particularly tough. But like Bob, I'll keep going, and hopefully I'll get there. Anyway, hope everyone's enjoyed their Christmases. Happy New Year to everybody, and I will see you very soon. Bye for now.